shit, I don't know where that cut off at, but I'm a little disappointed about that. Not really. I don't know where that cut off at, but I was saying I'm just gonna go on from where I left off. We're just spiritual beings. Which is why we should feel like that all the time. Just gotta double check in there. And that's why health is really the only thing that matters. Then you can manifest anything else you want. Don't think like sitting there and try to concentrate on something is gonna make you concentrate, because it's not. That's not the problem. The problem is your body. Your body should allow you to do that in ease. Like I said, we're spiritual beings in a human body. And I was saying, like, I guess definitely didn't catch this part of the video about like dying happily and dying in tragedy. Like, if you're happy and die, like I want to die happily, you'll know when you're about to die. Either way. I mean, I think you'll even get. You should be spiritual when it's happening. I wouldn't want to die in tragedy or fear. Someone really can't put fear into you. Because how you want to feel is how you want to feel on the inside, and that would be the state of health, and you could control it. And again, we're naturally meant to be blissful and joyful. It's nice in here though. They seem to take it to other circumstances that matters. I know, I just like being alive and healthy. That's what matters most. I've always liked adrenaline things. Why I would work out all the time. I'm upset because I don't know. I'm not really upset. I just like to know where I left off, so maybe I could hit some of that stuff that we missed, and then just gonna be a conjunction with the video. But hey, that's fine. The best advice you can do is not take anybody's advice. When you know, you know, and when you feel, you feel. You won't have no questions about it. It'll be there. Someone can explain it to you as much as they want. It's never gonna get to you. Even if you do get a glimpse, don't think you gotta be there and stay there. That's how it is. You know, people will have mannerisms and different personalities. Some people get health and want to spread it, but they don't know how to. Because sometimes they land there just luckily. I want to say unluckily. Even words that you mutter, they have like a certain, they don't teach you, but they have a certain vibrancy. I hope like it could be heard and shit real good. This camera is annoying as hell, like on this little, it's like a stick I got it on. Can't show it. Maybe if I took the camera off. I try to stay away from like a lot of people while I film it, so you know I don't necessarily distract them. And yeah, like once you have health too, witness it, you'll want to be there. I mean, if you had to pick, would you be happy or miserable? I mean, naturally, you're just even going to want to be happy. You're going to want to pick happy. Even then, when you are in health, you'll feel whatever you want. Everything will be happy to you. That's why death will be happy to you. Hence why I was explaining that. I think I cut it off because there's like a certain time about the recording. Maybe that's why I cut it off. I didn't really touch anything. I wish everyone felt good and had spirituality. The thing about Buddha and Jesus And all these religions, of course, they're always pointing the same thing. It's all spirituality and health. But my question is, if someone wanted to give you something, wouldn't they just tell you directly? Why do we need a whole book to tell us about health? I could care less about the book. I mean, the stories, someone would probably be more fond of the story and just relate to it because of the story and the folklore. It's just more so confusion, like words, especially a book, which it could help somebody. But when you're talking about health, you got to be direct. You shouldn't be all these words and all this and that. You know, you tell somebody, I told you, fast and raw foods. One or the other. You got to want it though. If you don't want it, then there's no sense. That should be the only thing you want. We shouldn't have to want it though. We should already have it. And once you have it, then you can do whatever you want in ease. You won't have fear. You won't. Everything will be simple. Life's supposed to be simple. Complex shouldn't even be a word at that point. People don't know what they want to do, again, because they're not healthy. You'll know what you want to do when you feel healthy. Passion's feeling alive, being alive. You're supposed to be there every moment, not floating in and out of consciousness unwillingly, unless you choose to have a thought. Some thoughts may spontaneously come there. That's why you hear a lot of. That's why what I don't like is that these people aren't direct. They just give you a bunch of like things, and they never actually tell you, even though it's hard to tell someone. They're just not direct. They just always leave you more confused. In fact, to be honest with you, it just makes you more confused. That's why necessarily, even before, when I even felt worse than I did, because I was shaking all the time, I couldn't even sip water or eat. Because my body was shake and tremble. I'm feeling better, obviously, but I'm still not there. But when you're down so much and especially if you never have it, and been unaware, then you don't know about it and you think it's natural to be like that. And that's the worst. And then you'll just be messed up. What I was saying about all these spiritual people and religions and textbooks and whatever, yada yada yada, you don't need to know that. There'd be no use to that. Those are practically just guides for people that or I don't know. They're just guides. And I don't like them as guides to me because they're not direct. I mean, they should be direct. Anything. You know what I mean? I guess we're bouncing into a lot of things. But I'd like just run into the battery ends. Makes it more interesting. Some videos will be short, some will be long. We might pause it when I get up here, see what's going on. But I want to talk about sex. When you see stuff through a screen, especially through a screen, it amplifies it more and blows it out of proportion than what it really is. I mean, I guess that would be the whole point of it. It makes you look up to things like mystical and they are magical and more appearing than they really are, especially when you look through a screen. Amplify it. Sex. You're always going to be attracted to the other side. I don't have nothing against anybody. I'm not judgmental in any way. And when you're healthy, for the most part, if you're healthy, you wouldn't judge anybody. See, this is what all the books tell you. but they can tell you all they want. But they need to be more direct on how to get there, and not just tell you in all these biblical wording and complex phrases. I mean, holy shit. Anyway, sex. At the end of the day, you're just sticking it in a hole. The mouth, the anus, the pussy, from a male perspective, my perspective. Doesn't really matter if the girl's fat, skinny, anorexic, short, tall, blubby, whatever you want to call it, even ugly. Because then you're just categorizing and you're judging. None of that has nothing to do with anything. Especially if you're healthy and spiritual, they're linked. When you look at a girl, you should look at one that wants to fuck you when they look at you, and one that's happy. If you want to go there or take a shot, someone who would want to manipulate somebody, they would probably be in a good state of health. Maybe they aren't. They'd go and see a girl that's depressed or somebody who's negative necessarily, and they would use words or their actions to manipulate them and having sex with them. That's not really fun. That's not even the point. I mean, I guess for them obviously it would be, but to me, I'd want sex. You know, I used to crave it a lot, always want it, and still, and I love it. I love it, sure, I love everything. I enjoy it. But I realize sex is not what you think it is. Same with food, and even life at all. Because if you fast or if you eat raw foods and you get in that state of health, then you realize physical appearance really has little to do with anything. Just because a girl has tits and doesn't have tits, big ass, no ass, you know what I mean? Doesn't really matter. It's what you should look for is if she wants to fuck you, and if she's happy, is she in a good state of health? You'll be able to tell when you look at them, especially if you're in a good state of health, and then you'll be able to direct what you want, and you'll have confidence. There wouldn't be a problem. You just go and say what needs to be said or action. In today's society, or if you live in the modern world, whatever that means, you wouldn't have to take, you shouldn't even have to say any words. It's just like a feeling. You know what I mean? I think it would be cool actually not to say anything at all. We'll go up to a girl, you know what I mean? Just using your magic spell, your words. But of course, you know, in this modern world, you have to say things. Maybe not all the time. But I hope you see where I'm going with that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because you're just sticking in a hole and you're getting gratification. When you see stuff through screen, even when I see stuff through screens, if I do decide to watch something, it makes me like want it more, or make some unrealistic thought in my head, because they blow it out of proportion. You know what I mean? Just even like seeing, and they're always trying to impress you some way. Don't need impressed. All I care about is the person happy, or are they in a good state of health? I mean, what else matters? That's why it doesn't matter if they're ugly, or don't want to categorize like that. But it doesn't matter if the short, tall, tits, no tits, ass, no ass. What does that really matter? I mean, a girl having tits and having no tits is not going to make no difference shouldn't make no difference between her happiness, and it should definitely not make any difference. Like if she's happy and healthy and I want to fuck her, and then I want to fuck her, obviously. But it wasn't because she has big tits. Like, I can't even do anything with those tits. Like, any goal at then, especially when it's sex, I mean, it's just, you know, is to fuck her in some type of form. Through the mouth, through the vagina, and through the ass. Like, that's the main goal. I mean, like, everything else is like, I don't know. That's why if she's happy and healthy, you know what I mean, then that's what really matters. Because then everything else will foreplay in the what you want. Especially if you're relaxed and calm and healthy, cool as a cucumber, then you'll be able to do it. It'll be easy. You'll know what you want. Pretty simple, I guess. So that's my thought on it. The physical aspect really doesn't even matter. It's their spirit. I mean, if you want to just go around fucking people, there's nothing wrong with that. But why are you doing that? I mean, I guess eventually someone would see the point, like, this is pointless. I'm about to talk about money. But I feel like this video is going to end soon. So we're going to start money up next. Which absolutely has nothing to do with anything. But we're going to talk about it. I got to take a piss, so we're going to film a video here soon, a new one. We'll end this one. Thank you for watching, and I pray to everybody. Love. Thank you. Have a nice day.